page ain't winning. You an internet troll, the web browser. I'm sorry, you can't get it online without Safari. Mentioning guns, LaVar James Bond. Only time you touch your triggers when you play songs. Cocaine.
Welcome to the Zono Sports Show, where you know Zonos. Nothing like a little Remy Ma and Nicki Minaj beef to start off the show this morning. Just want to pump everybody up a little bit, get them ready for Nicki's clapback. However, in the sports world, there's one more day until March Madness is officially on my to-do list. Forget the Oscars, they ain't legit, but the March Madness whole shebang, that whole entire thing, I guarantee that we'll see a winner for sure, and the correct one, because they got to play it out. Now, hard to focus on hoops until the cloud surrounding Baylor University dissipates and diminishes off of that campus. Wild in Waco, that's what I would call this entire situation. 31 football players allegedly have committed 52 acts of rape. That's coincidental, that's my football number. But I will say, I'm not that guy. Now, if this in fact is true, it's a travesty. They really need to figure out what's going on this campus. It's unacceptable. Yeah, people have fun, do things in college, but when it crosses the line as far as violating someone's personal rights and violating them, physically dominating them, taking something that they did not give to you, whether that's a laptop or their body, it's just not right. So I look at this entire situation at Baylor and think, what will the NCAA do? Will they step in? Will they give this football team the death penalty? I looked online and saw that they're preparing for their spring game in 2017. How many players who were involved with this are still on the Baylor University roster? That makes me wonder. Now, isn't it coincident that Seth Russell, I want to say he transferred to Auburn, right before Art Briles got exposed for everything that was going on? Maybe Seth Russell knew something was going on there in Waco, and he did not want to be there when the smoke cleared. He knew that, yeah, he got hurt his neck, broke a bone, but he knew that stuff was not looking good in Waco. Now, Kim Mulkey, she has some beef. Came out the other day and said that if anybody says anything about Baylor to somebody saying that their daughter, they would not send them to Baylor, punch him right in the face. Well, excuse me, her words were knock him right in the face. Now, she later came out and apologized for this. She's a two-time national championship coach, been at Baylor 17 years, so I can understand her defending her university, somewhere that she's called home. However, you can't come out and say that, but I understand the way she was saying knock him right in the face. She did rescind those remarks and say, hey, I was emotional. There were those girls around. I was looking at those people in that arena, and I was just emotional about the whole thing. Now, the fact that I don't like, they're saying that she was maybe a little bit dismissive about this entire ordeal, which I don't think that's the case whatsoever. I think we just see a simple case of Kim Mulkey, a staff faculty member who's done things the right way, and she's offended and defensive about the way that her university is getting portrayed in the national media. She essentially said, we already know the story. People are just looking at things, saying and repeating things that they've heard when they're not the ones who are sitting in those rooms. So I get that, Kim Mulkey, but you can't expect people to not be concerned about what's happening on a college campus, especially to that magnitude. Yeah, stuff does happen on every college campus, maybe once or twice or three times in a semester, but 31 football players and 52 alleged acts of rape, that's a little bit much. That shows me lack of institutional control. Now, Baylor students responded to Stephen A. Smith, who scolded Baylor and said that he probably wouldn't send his daughter there. He said he emphatically said, I would not send my daughter there, and I would encourage others not to do so. They made a response, Baylor students, making a video that went viral amongst themselves called The Baylor We Know. So they're responsive to this. They understand what's going on, and they don't like people devaluing their university, similar to what happened with the Louisville situation and Katina Powell. They did not like the fact that she came out and said that and devalued their degree. Now, if you're a football player and you go to Baylor, like the movie, Get Out! Get Out! That's a good movie. I saw that this weekend. But definitely, you might want to get out now if you're playing football at Baylor. Transfer somewhere else, because I can definitely foresee some penalties coming down fairly soon on this university. Now, as far as the hoops go, LaVar Ball, now, that's Lonzo Ball's daddy. We all know that because he's been chirping his mouth, but he may need to finally take a chill pill from juicing up Big Baller Brand. Triple B's is what he calls it. He wants Lonzo Ball to be marketed and branded in such a way when he comes out of college that he is immediately put at the forefront of the shoe industry, of the clothing industry as far as sportswear goes. And he's already said that, hey, if Adidas doesn't pick him up, if Nike doesn't pick him up, then, hey, we'll make our own brand. We already have Big Baller. We'll just be selling Big Baller gear. I hear that they're all wearing that in California right now. Now, one thing that he took some flack for, he said his son, last week, he said his son would only play for the Lakers. Now, a few days later, he retracted his statement and said that he would like for him to play for the Lakers. Everybody was like, LaVar Ball, why would you say that? Several NBA executives are wary of LaVar Ball, Lonzo Ball's father. But that statement he made about saying, my son will only play for the Lakers, it's kind of like in court when you hear the prosecutor say, jury, please disregard that last statement. It doesn't matter. We already heard it. Lonzo Ball's daddy already said he wants him to play for the Lakers. So I guarantee Magic Johnson will find a way to make some magic and get Lonzo Ball in LA, courtesy of LaVar Ball making that known. So Lakers, set yourself up. I hope you guys are listening. Make this happen. Keep Lonzo Ball at home. Make him a Laker. D-Russ, you've been great for the Showtime Lakers, but we got to get you on out of there because Lonzo Ball, that's a once-in-a-generation player. He is the second coming of a Jason Kidd, of a Steve Nash, of a Magic Johnson. You can put all those players into him. Lonzo Ball's got so much skill. I just look forward to seeing what he does at the next level. Now, NBA shout out to the Cavs for signing Darren Williams. LeBron asked for a point guard, and Dan Gilbert answered his prayers. Dan Gilbert brings in Darren Williams. You've got a point guard now, LeBron. No excuses in the finals. You've got Kay Felder, the young guy. You can put him at 3. You've got, the third point guard, and then you can put Darren Williams at the 2 spot for point guard, and you've got your starter Kyrie Irving. You've got a lot of ammo behind this whole ship, and whatever you got running there, your entire show and cast of characters, you've got everything you need, LeBron, so don't ever complain anymore the rest of the season. You've got everything you need to go up against Golden State. You beat them last year with what you had. Beat them this year with what you have. You've got additions. Don't want to hear anything else. Now, NBA injuries, Joakim Noah stopped up the Knicks' pockets for a 4-year, $72 million deal, and what do we see this season? The man just hurt his knee. He's got to get knee surgery. He'll be out for the season. A lot of people feel like this could be Joakim Noah's last go-around. It's very sad because I remember the days of him and Al Horford at Florida and Corey Brewer, when they were just dunking on everybody, won the back-to-back national championships, and he'd had his days with the Bulls with Derrick Rose. But it looks like the Joakim Noah, those days that we saw Derrick Rose get hurt and he was a potential MVP, have long come and gone. So very sorry about that for Joakim Noah. But the Knicks, they got to get it together. They got the Oakley stuff. D Rose disappears, doesn't know where he's at. Then they've got the James Dolan with what he's saying with banning Oakley. Oakley came to a Knicks game, went to a Cleveland game the other night, sat next to Dan Gilbert. And then you've got just Phil Jackson not knowing what he wants to do. This is a dysfunctional organization. The Knicks, I just feel bad for them all the way around. They've got to figure out something to do with Derrick Rose. Get him in a situation that he feels most comfortable in because it's just not working in New York with Derrick Rose, Joakim Noah, and Carmelo Anthony. Blow it up. Now, the process is taking way too long in Philadelphia for me. Joel Embiid, knee MRI, he'll be getting that done. Now, this guy has been hurt his entire career in the NBA, came out this year, had a great, he played about 20, 30 games, something like that, and then he hasn't played 16 of the last 17 games. So, I mean, Joel Embiid, is he really healthy enough to play in the NBA? Are we going to see another Greg Oden situation with a big man who had so much promise, but then just could not stay on the floor? Is that a situation we're going to see? Evidently, this guy was walking around New Orleans on All-Star break with an injured knee. He's got swelling in his knee right now. So I look at management. Philadelphia, you're paying this man all this money. Why was he even at All-Star Weekend walking around? He should have been home. That's your franchise player. They're calling this man the next Hakeem the Dream. So if I'm you guys, my man's not walking anywhere. You're at the house. I got a trainer there massaging you 24/7, 24 hours a day, doing treatment, E-stim, ultrasound, you name it. But they didn't do that. And look at the situation they're in. Is there any way Philadelphia 76ers to speed up this process? Is there any way to get Joel Embiid on the floor and put Ben Simmons with him? Because frankly, if I were a Philadelphia 76ers fan, I'd be tired of waiting. Now, NFL-wise, big news yesterday. Antonio Big Money Brown got a 4-year, $68 million extension despite what he did in the locker room with the Facebook Live incident, recording Mike Tomlin say what they were going to do with the Patriots and how those a-holes got a weak jump on them. But he still got his money, Antonio Brown did. But will he be there for the end of his career? Now that I can't answer. I think this is just a testament to his talent. They know they owe him some money because of what he does for that franchise. But if Big Ben retires, I could see them in the next few years maybe moving Antonio Brown. He's the highest paid wide receiver in the league now, so he's good. He's in Pittsburgh. He's paid. They got Le'Veon Bell franchise tagged. I want to say they did that yesterday. So the Steelers are looking good coming up. They look okay. Now, also Combine. We all know about the NFL Combine. That'll be this year coming up within a month or so, a few weeks. Adidas is offering up a whole private island to anyone who runs the fastest 40 amongst everyone else at the Combine. So any Combine participant that runs the fastest 40 will have the chance to win their own private island. Now, you try to get me an island, and I'm going to jet. You try to get me an island, and I'm going to have a little bit more incentive to get a little gift going into the NFL, because the NFL might not work out. But you know what? You'll always have that island. You'll always have a free place where you don't have to pay rent. So I can't knock that. Now, they also have the choice of receiving $1 million. So you can take the $1 million either or an island. But, I mean, if you do well at the Combine, run the fastest 40, you're going to get paid anyway. So why not take the island? Makes sense. Now, next show, make sure you tune in. I'll be here same time, same place Thursday, and I look forward to this tournament starting up. I have some more juice on that. I wanted to get a little bit close to bracketology, Selection Sunday, so I can really give you my prognostications about what will really happen with this upcoming NCAA tournament. Shout out to Gonzaga for losing one game. I told you. But anyways, I'll leave it at that. Thank you for watching the Zono Sports Show, where you know Zonos.